What's up, guys? So I wanted to film everything that Taza went over, a majority of it for the seminar for everybody. So first we're going to go off that first entry that he showed from butterfly. So it's when you're in butterfly position, your opponent's kind of like stalling, not really doing anything, giving you anything to work with. You give him a nice little stiff jab, sit up, leg goes across, your back knee goes parallel, so you guys are both facing the same way. You could hug across the lat, giving them the underhook, or you could whizzer. Your backhand is going to scoop underneath their hamstring. You're going to roll forward, roll style into 4-1-1. Catch the leg, control, pinch, both knees are squared to their hip. We did the same entry where if they postured from that position, so everything's the same. Give them the stiff arm, you come up, you got the hook or the whizzer. As you go for the forward roll, they don't come with you and they kind of posture. So you do the same motion where you get underneath them, and you kind of use your leg as like a pendulum to sweep them forward to knock them where you want them to go. So you're here, just get their hands to the mat, and you're in like this bottom Kani Basami position where you can chop them forward. Same thing, get your 4-1-1 position. So we'll stay here, go back this way. So from here, we're talking about splitting the legs. So taking top hand, coming underneath, shelving the leg on top, gripping here, posting, using your inside foot as like a butterfly hook to bring them this way. When you're here, you're holding nice and tight, pinching with your legs so they don't just escape. You reach back, catch the heel. I like doing like a false grip, gets a better grip to hold them. You're gonna come backwards to where you started, split the legs, drop down for traditional finish. So you're going from false grip to traditional heel lift finish. Feet are in a wedge with top knee pointing up, bottom knee pointing down, and your feet are creating a tight wedge. Shoulder to the mat, hips up, hips in. He did talk a little bit about grip fighting. So when you're in this position, they heel slip. So he points his heel and away. You follow down with him. So you're putting pressure. So when he goes back here, as he goes for the heel slip, you follow down with them to stop them from getting a full rotation. When they pull, two hands on to break the grip, thumb stays down. You're in this pushing, pulling motion where you push in and pull back to retract. Come in, cup, shoulder, hips up, and hips in for a classic 4-1-1 finish. From there, we were going to, if they escape, almost like a running man from that tilt, so everything's the same. Where we're here, come up, we shelf, hug, butterfly sweep with the inside foot here. And when you're holding, sometimes you're not as tight, and they start to retract that top leg, almost like a running man. When you're here, you're in a perfect like backside, you were calling it double 50s, this is a backside 50-50 position where we could come through here, and we just have grip A, B, C, the tightest, this rear naked style grip, where you just hold and just hit in very lightly into that position for a finish, which is very slick. And then from there, we're going into a more skilled and experienced person who is good at defending the 4-1-1, where they want to retract this leg and get out. So going from this position, we're going into the Texas cloverleaf here, holding nice and tight. We're actually going to take them this way to split the legs. So we're going to roll, switching our ankle lock grip with our feet or figure four to almost like a reverse style. Rolling, coming down, planting, and getting up to both knees and head. And from here, it's very simple, staying nice and tight to split the legs. So we're getting rid of the two legs, right? So we want to attack this one. So from this position, very easy to just split the legs. Come here, hold, lock, reach back, again, go for the false grip. So one thing that I like that I've been playing around with, and Chris has too for the last couple months, is actually falling to this hip. And as we do, we're again back into that backside 50-50, but we have this foot stepping on their hamstring. So that takes their back step defense away. And again, we have A, B, C, and D on grips. And then if you rewind that position where we split the legs and go back for our false grip, we could just split, fall back to our traditional heel hook finish, shoulder down, hips up, hips in, and you get that finish from there. Going into defense. So perfect number one 4-1-1 defense is Cole wants his leg split, as if I was going for the heel hook. He's gonna ballerina toe, hide the heel as far back as he can, bending the knee. He's gonna take his top hand, pushing inside my knee, posting it down. He's gonna scoot his butt to my butt, being as tight as can be and keeping this ballerina toe down. His free foot is gonna step on my hamstring, and he can A, just running man escape and jet out of here. As soon as his knee is free of the line, he's golden. Or B, when he gets into this position, he could re-pummel for different attacks of his own, coming through, getting to his own 4-1-1 position, and going for his attacks. The other one from there, from that same defense, is he's gonna block my inside knee, right? So I wanna be down this way for the finish. As I'm going for that finish, he's gonna take his inside arm and block me from being able to rotate down to this bottom hip finish position. So here, now I can't, I'm in this stuck position. Like, it almost looks like I can finish, but I can't. I can't rotate my shoulder down to the mat. Even if I had the heel, I just can't get down enough. So from this position, it was cool. He was showing a pummel underneath this leg, peeling my top leg up, and as he goes, he could retract and slide through to a double outside position with that leg staying in for his own finish and attack. So it was a good detail he was talking about. You know, people are always so focused on that other leg, where if you attack that free leg, like, it's very unexpected. So that was a very good detail on escape. And then a counter, let's actually go this side. The first counter for the 4-1-1 defense, the same thing. I'm going down here, and Cole's about to go for that roll here. He talked about, this was Gordon Ryan versus Philippe Pena. So when Gordon and Philippe, the 2 times they competed, Philippe wound up taking Gordon's back off this counter. So when they rolled, Gordon still tried to go for the heel hook. And when they got here, Gordon didn't really have any control of this leg. So we're kind of like in that 50-50 position, but nobody has any control. So it was very easy for Philippe, which is Cole here, to retract his leg and come up and start taking my back, which he did both times to Gordon to get finishes. So the key in this position is getting like an ankle lock grip here. So as we go down for the heel hook, he starts to do all the right mechanics in that escape, pointing, ballerina toe. But as he starts to go, you get an ankle lock grip for control. So now we're again in that 50-50 position, but I have control of something. So he can't turn back into me and take my back, because if he does, he's gonna blow his own knee out. And again, we're gonna land in that backside 50-50 position. We're just holding this. I'm gonna fall to this hip. My feet are planted over his hamstrings, stopping him from a back step, and it's an easy 1-arm row back to catch the heel, grip A, grip B, grip C, and grip D, holding rear naked and hipping in for the finish. And then the last thing we went over was he had a match against Johnny Tama. Can't remember if it was Fight to Win, whatever it was. I'll post it in the group. But when they're going for that escape, so same idea, coming here, and they start going and they kind of beat you before you could roll. He took his top leg out, retracted it, hooked it underneath, came over the top with this leg, so almost like he's about to do a knee bar here, gets up, posting on this knee and his head to come around, and again, almost like a knee bar. He was catching the heel, or at least just collapsing and holding the leg so he couldn't just retract it out. This foot's gonna stay on across the far hip where it is. This leg's gonna kind of shoot through as we circle, keeping control, and we're landing in this is the Lachlan Giles 90-10 outside Senkaku position, which is awesome, because as soon as you land, you're right in your false grip position, going in, again, same finish, hips are down, and you're up. And the cool thing for this position is if you're not locked in and they go to hand fight you right here, it's very easy to take your bottom leg, which is my right one, because my foot's there, to stomp right into Cole's stomach, so as he goes to hand fight me, to stomp and kick him away. And now I'm free to just go right in for a really tight finish. And again, it's almost like a knee bar, the way the pressure is. They call it a heel bar. So it's like a combo heel hook knee bar kind of finishing position. So this is really cool. This is pretty much the whole seminar in a nutshell, right?
Yeah.
I can't think. We did a couple other, we did that one other entry. That was pretty it. So like I said at the beginning of class today, try to take one thing from each seminar you go to like keeping drilled in your mind. Like I said, the Gordon seminar, the check the timer to watch, the heel hook finishes, like detail that stuck out, and is still in my head. And I know he covered like all this stuff was like what, 3 hours, 3.5 hours. So it was a lot of stuff. So if you're not familiar with it, it's like mind blowing. So at least you could take one thing from the seminar and like zone in. But we'll post this in the group, and you guys will have this like forever to watch. So if you're like, oh shit, that's how you do this, and oh, that's how you do that, and oh, backside 50-50, there it is, and so forth. So hopefully this is helpful. This will be in the group, and then I'll post a couple of the videos of him doing it live, plus the Craig Jones butterfly entry, which was that first one we did, some other stuff. Thanks.